Hello everybody, HectiX here, and welcome back to Kaido Racer 2. Now, in the last episode, we bought ourselves a new car, and I've taken the liberty here of tuning it further off screen, which is also why I have more money than I did last episode. So yeah, I bought the turbo, transmission, weight down, reinforce, and I think I bought canards. If I didn't have that in the previous episode, I do not remember. But yeah, this will probably be my fourth or fifth time recording this episode. It has not gone exactly well, especially with my commentary, so hopefully it pans out better here. So there's nobody here in Hakone Nanamagari during the day, so I'm not going to waste my time. I'm just going to go right into nighttime. I'm going to have to change my tires because obviously it is raining. So this episode we're hopefully going to be getting our 7th medal, I do believe, because I do believe we have 6 right now. So we'll switch to the wet tires. And then head to the PAs. Anybody here this time? Because every other time there's been nobody. So, yeah, still no one. Okay, so that's a guaranteed nobody. I don't have to check that all the time if I have to redo this part. Hopefully I don't have to. But anyway, Hiroshima is up next. Anybody here? Right, the medalist should be here. Indeed he is. So I will do the Trickster first. In his front-wheel drive Pulsar. And I will also be taking a drink. That's better. So yeah, this car is actually not too bad even in the wet. Well, with the wet tires on, I fear to be still a little bit of a handful, but it's surprisingly well behaved for the most part. But as you're going to see, we're going to be having gravel. Yep. So yeah, it's not exactly going to be well behaved here in the gravel, obviously. I am driving a high-powered rear-wheel drive car. Can't say that. So as much as I don't want to be an ass, I'm going to try not to bump him too much, but if I have to barge my way through, I will. Damn it. I tapped him and that was just enough for it to send me out. Now this is the downside to turbo and rear-wheel drive. I cannot control it. There we go. That should be it for the gravel. Now I can hopefully catch back up. That's it. Hug that side. Thank you. I'll be a jerk. There we go. Well, that was off to a very poor start. I'm not too surprised. Again, I do want to buy a all-wheel drive car at some point, but for the time being I do need a rear-wheel drive car, so kinda had to buy one eventually. Whether or not I keep this as my rear-wheel drive car for later on, I don't know. I may buy something different, who knows. In fact, I'd be tempted to buy the Starion as my rear-wheel drive car. Because I really do like the Starion, funny enough. I don't know if that's or was a very popular car when it was new, but yeah, I actually don't mind it too much. So, anyway. FC, and that is the Savannah model. That is not the Infinity, which I did make that mistake, because we will see in the cutscene it says Savannah on the back. Because when you open it, they both have the same chassis code. So you have to really look at the car and go, is that the Infinity model or is that the Savannah model? But yeah, it says Savannah on the left right there. Briefly, if you need to pause the screen, you can. But it did say Savannah. But anyway, I do believe my rear tires are going to start on gravel for this event, or this race. Yep, thought so. Now, I don't believe there's any more gravel for this race, hopefully. I haven't gone to the goal yet for him, so I don't exactly remember. Well, he is keeping up, and my cornering is not exactly the best. Oh, jeez. So this may end up going to the goal. Yeah, I'm not good at cornering today. Not that I really have been very good at cornering to begin with, but there we go. And I call myself a racing gamer. Like, come on. Can't even make a basic corner without hitting the wall right now. Oh god, more gravel. Okay, I'm definitely leaving in a higher gear. Less torque. I do not want to have the RPM go very high, just because that's when the turbo will kick in. And it will absolutely murder me. So, again, I'm just going to leave it in a higher gear. Slowly cruise through here. You might take that hairpin better than I did, I don't know. Damn turbo. And this is why I always buy an all-wheel drive car. Guess it is a nightmare dealing with the gravel in this game. There we go. That hell is over with. The goal should be very soon, but I think we might be able to get his SP bar to 0 prior to that. Maybe. Nope, not this time. So, there was more gravel. Joy. Now, I don't know about the tracks after this. If we're going to be getting more gravel, I hope not. But there we go, we got the ballless medal. I could have sworn we're playing a racing game, not Grand Theft Auto, but who knows? Who knows, maybe this game is Grand Theft Auto in disguise, for all I know. But anyway, that was an awful joke. But yeah, we're going to move on to Haruna now. And who do we have? So I know we're getting at least a team. Oh, geez, we got 2. Okay, well, looks like we're getting a longer than normal episode this time. Considering I'm guessing Akagi and Rocco are going to have multiple teams as well. So, spiral sliders, and that is a front-wheel drive Accord. Which model? The CL7, okay. So if I'm not mistaken, the CL1? I think is the chassis code for it. I could be completely wrong. But I do believe that one actually is lighter and has more power than the newer model. So, funny how the newer gen is actually worse than the previous gen. Which, let's be real, doesn't surprise me. A lot of cars nowadays, that's the route they're going for. They're only a shell of their former self, i.e. the new Toyota Supra, which is, again, just as everybody's saying, just a BMW with a Toyota badge. It's a Z4, I don't care what anybody says, it's not a Supra. You can stick that name on anything, it doesn't make it a Supra. If you're just sticking a BMW engine in it, and then, yeah, it's like, everything is BMW on it. But anyway, I'm not going to rant on that. That was a good drift. I didn't mean to do that, but that got me around the corner a hell of a lot smoother. Now, in terms of the gear ratios, I did obviously tweak them, And I'm sitting at, I believe, according to the race final drive, it says my top speed is 190 kilometers an hour, so whether or not I do hit that, I don't know. But what I do know is, if I'm going to, it's going to be on the 2 straightaways here in Haruna, and the long ending straights for Hakone as well. Other than that, I don't really expect to hit 190, at least not with this power figure. Actually, who am I kidding? I probably more than likely will, but I don't think it's going to be very quick, so I don't think I have too much to worry about that. I don't think I need 200 kilometers an hour, because let's be real, where the hell am I going to do 200 on a mountain pass, and why would I need to do that? That's just asking to, you know, fly off a cliff, even though you can't in this game, but that's what you would do. Can't see anybody doing that in their right mind. Like, even just doing 80 to 90, I'd be concerned on this kind of a road going downhill. Uphill, I think it'd be, obviously it wouldn't be as bad. Still dangerous, yes, but to do this speed downhill, in reality, not gonna happen. Especially just with your everyday driver. Unless you're doing a professional racing driver doing toge, I can't really see this being very viable. So, as much as I would love Initial D to be real, it's not. Never will be. And that was a very easy team leader, because I think he gave up. I think he was another one of those that give up, which is a shame. And he is now our friend. Brilliant. And I think this is our first person to become our friend, I do believe. So if I ever do need a front-wheel drive car, I can use his. So I probably don't need to go out and buy one, but I still will, because I can tune it better, probably. I don't even know how you use his car. I don't know if I go to change car. No. I'm curious. I actually never tried. I don't even know how I would use his car. Oh well. I think I have to go to the rival menu itself, find his name, select it, and go through that, potentially. That's the only other thing I can think of. But anyway, Haruna Hill Climb Club. Yeah, it's these guys. Okay. Because they were in the last one as well, and I believe in the previous game they were a handful at the start of the game. So, yeah, I believe they're easier in this one. I believe. Anyway, Toyota Chaser's up first. Not a bad car, but to do any sort of mountain pass racing, it is on the heavy side. But then again, here I am using a Skyline more than likely later on for both uphill and downhill. So who am I one to judge and say his car's too heavy? So, and he really doesn't have any pick up and go, considering that thing starts off with at least 280. I shouldn't be this far ahead with such a bad start on that previous corner. Oh my god. Okay. So, yeah, let's see how the, the 300ZX here goes. Another heavy car. Actually, that I would not mind using either. I do like the 300ZX. I don't have access to it, but that could be a fun rear-wheel drive car to use as well. Not something I would use normally, and not something I think many people actually end up using. Again, could be wrong. I'm not going for an S15 because, let's be real, a lot of people always use the S15, so no thank you. Even though it would be great for drifting, not gonna get it. I did, well, at the time of this recording, part 3 would have just gone up, as well as I did receive a comment on it with something I mentioned about the Sunny truck. And it is what I figured, considering there's no weight over the back. The thing would be a handful to drive. But I think it would be interesting to at least give it a try once, just like the Fiat 500. Just with how difficult they are to drive. So who knows, I may end up getting the Sunny truck just for the hell of it. That is if I do see it. And I believe it's relatively cheap as well to buy. Maybe we'll do one whole episode with me just using that maxed out. Heck, who knows, maybe that'll end up being a boss episode for all I know. And this guy's really keeping up with me, but my gearing is not exactly good. Or my shifting. I'm in one gear too high. Oh god. I would put more camber at the back to keep the back end from stepping out, but I still think 0.4 or shoot. Yeah, not a full degree is worth it, because I'm at 0.45 right now. So yeah, I don't think a full degree will be worth it. But there we go, that's him done. Now we have to take care of the S15. Whether or not he gives up like Turbolicious, I don't know. So we'll see. Well, I should know because I have done this already, but I just don't remember. Considering his former self, excuse me, in his previous game, well, he was a handful. So am I able to just relatively take it easy the entire drive, or is he actually going to put up a fight? Got him one gear higher, I don't mind. There we go. So, now we get the... Okay, we still have a few more corners before the straightaway. I thought it was a different part of the track. This part of me thinks I'm just going to blast away from him on the straightaway here. Not want to clip that wall, and I did not want to slide there. That doesn't help entry onto this straightaway, but let's see. Yep, I'm relatively blasting away from him. However, he is going faster than the rivals that give up, so yeah, props to him. He's actually proving to actually put up a fight now. Now, in terms of front-wheel drive cars, outside of obviously the EK9 and the DC2 Integra, I would not mind getting the CP or CL1 Honda Accord. That wouldn't be so bad, except for one thing, and even my friend ends up saying it. It really chews through the tires. Well, obviously it's front-wheel drive, but it seems like it chews through your front tires a hell of a lot quicker than the other ones do. So whether or not I end up getting that, I don't know. I still don't know exactly what cars I want to get. I'll probably just buy a whole bunch and just randomly switch between them. In fact, that's what I might end up doing. Keeps the video fresh, you don't keep seeing the same few cars over and over again. So yeah, I might end up just buying like a whole bunch of cars and be like, I feel like using this episode, and just use that. That is, unless some metal comes up and then I'm forced to use a different car, that obviously will be a thing. And there we go. That's that team done, and that is Haruna done for this part. Well, this night. There we go. I swear I can speak English. I don't know. But anyway, let's move on to Akagi. I'm assuming there's going to be a team. Just because Haruna had two of them. And this is where we start getting a whole bunch of teams. Oh, no team this time. So who do we got? Highway Lyrics in another Accord. CL7 again. And a Honda Fit. Or Jazz, as it's known here. So this will be an easy one, so we'll take care of him. Because let's be real, there's no way this Honda Jazz is going to be keeping up with a 360 horsepower Lexus, Toyota Altezza. Because it's known as a Lexus here, not an Altezza in North America. So going between both names can be a bit finicky at times, like, oh, it's this, and then people look at me and go, wait, you mean this, don't you? So which is why I try not to call it an Altezza, because nobody here would even know what that is unless you're a car guy or a car person. You won't even know what I mean. So and this Fit actually isn't doing too bad, but get on a straightaway, let's leave him in the dust. And even on this very short straightaway, I'm almost hitting top speed. Okay, that's a bit concerning. Relatively small slide there. At least at the end, anyway. Because again, I don't mind the back stepping out too much, because it actually helps me get around the corner a little bit better, as long as it's controllable. But yeah, if it's too much, obviously you lose time. It makes sense. But anyway, let's take care of this Accord. And then we'll move on to Rocco, which I don't know what we're gonna get. Again, I'm assuming a team, but if not, I'm waiting to get a drift event. I was actually expecting a drift event this episode at some point, not gonna lie. Just because I'm in the wet, I'm driving a car I'm not too familiar for drifting yet. And yeah, I was kind of expecting that. I've only done one drift event in this car, which was again at the end of the last episode, which I drove for most of it because there was no way I was keeping up sliding through corners the entire way down the hill. I didn't want to drift that corner, but that wasn't too bad. Let's try now. Not my worst, but definitely not my best. But there we go. That's Akagi finished. Surprised there was only 2 rivals, but there we go. So we will take care of Rocco now. That is, if anybody actually makes an appearance. So I do believe last time there was nobody here. So is there anybody here? Hey, there's actually some people here. Fantastic. So Sugar Wind in... Actually, I don't know what that is. I can't tell with the body kit. Oh, that's the older Mark II. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought that. Because I think there's 3 Mark II models in this game. My favorite is the I think it's the JZX 110. I think is the chassis code for it. That is the previous model, or that's the oldest one. I cannot remember. But I do believe the JZX 110 is the chassis code for the one that I like. Well, when it actually unlocks, I'll show it, because I'll probably end up buying it and turning that into a drift car again. Because that car was fun to use as a drift car. And hearing the 1JZ in it was actually pretty good as well. But I think a lot of people will like just hearing the JZ engine going. So I would buy a Supra, but for a Mountain Pass, I'm pretty certain a lot of people will already know this. It's not very good. for this, with all the torque going to the rear wheels, it's very, very uncontrollable. At least for me anyway, so yeah, I don't plan to buy it. I potentially could get the Mark III, which is my favorite supermodel, but I don't know about that, considering that one is, I think it would be just as bad as the Mark IV. It's not like I'm doing highway racing, so I still think it'd be too much of a handful. But again, it could make for an interesting episode with me sliding around and killing the tires and trying to win by the skin of my teeth. So who knows? Might, but then again, I think I do need to get one eventually, don't I? I think. I do believe there's a Toyota Cup, and well, then again, I'd probably end up using the Mark II. Who am I kidding? The Mark II would be a better choice, and there's the drift event. I was waiting for that. But we'll take care of him after. And speaking of Mark IV Supras, Blue Revolution. So I take it this is White Dragon Revolution's brother from Shotoku Battle? I don't know. I think White Dragon Revolution's in this game as well. Because I know he was in the previous one. So I made that same comment. I do remember doing that. But I believe he's in this game as well. I could be wrong. I think he might be a trickster? No. I think he was a team member. I don't remember. That is, if he even is in this game. But anyway, I'm expecting that Supra to keep up, even though yes, it is a handful, but it's the AI driving it, let's be real. It's going to be a cakewalk for him to drive. That was a terrible, terrible corner by me. Yeah, I'm trying not to go too far into the inside, because as you can see, the banking is what's getting my car to rotate a bit too much. So it ends up spinning me out when I'm not even trying to. Even though going to the as close to the inside through these corners would be the optimal line, obviously. But that also depends on the kind of corner it is. It's probably better to take some corners wide. Probably have more grip. Because again, road surface outside of having rain or snow in this game doesn't make any sort of factor whatsoever. Yeah, this I'd assume is going to the goal because I'm taking it really easy through here. I may have to resort to putting the GT wing on the back of this. I may, even though it's going to look silly as hell on this car, I think, I may have to resort to that. Just to keep it a little bit more planted, but still at the same time able for me to get sideways. Because then, actually, when I do get sideways, it'll be controllable. So I'm having to be very, very delicate with the throttle right now, which is why you'll see the turbo gauge going on and off constantly. Oop. Didn't mean to do that. There we go. There's the goal. Now we gotta do the drift event. This is not gonna be fun. Well, this is not gonna be easy. Because I'm driving an kind of uncontrollable here. Well, considering I don't know exactly what the car is going to do drift-wise in the wet. This is not going to be easy. So this will be a gambling battle, so half my current money, which, let's face it, just do a couple Gymkhana events and I'll get this money right back. So, not too concerned. But still, 570,000 yen is still quite a bit. Considering it's not like I'm losing... Well, I lose this, I go do one Gymkhana, I make that, and then some. I'm not at that stage yet, sadly. but getting the points shouldn't be too bad. It's the time I'm concerned about. Okay, that was good. Take that nice and easy there. Don't make that mistake too much, because that one will actually get me, or it'll cost me massively. That corner does it too. Oh god. Somehow managed to recover that. There we go. Take it easy. Now, just take it nice and easy to the goal. I don't need to do anything unnecessary. I say as I do that. That could have costed me, but thankfully, well, I won by the skin of my teeth. 7,000 or 7/10 of a second. So I always get that confused a little bit. So don't mind that. But yeah, basically we won by the skin of our teeth. But we got a new transmission, so I guess I didn't need to spend the, what, 250, 300,000 for a transmission. So yeah, that was a bit of a waste of money. But oh well, not much I can do about that. So that's Rocco done, and that's everything. So we'll move back to daytime. See if we unlocked anything. And I believe I pointed it out last episode, or not. I don't remember, but our name changed. We're known as CP Master. It was like that at the very beginning of this episode, and I forgot to point it out. But yeah, whether or not it was like that last episode, I do not remember. It's been a little bit since I recorded that. And by a little bit, I mean probably about a week or two. So, yeah. Still known as CP Master, and we have one new thing of information, so I'm going to go quickly check that. And we'll see how wrong it is. Transmission level 5. We just got transmission level 4, not 5. Yeah, so the information, I don't know if I'm going to show it. I don't know because it's always wrong. What I unlock, 9 times out of 10, it's wrong. So, yeah, I don't really know about that. I'll have to think on it. But anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this episode. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed today's episode, and hopefully my commentary was a lot better. So yeah, with that, I will see you all in the next episode. Have a good one. Bye.